Hey guys, good evening. I'm Almujim Hadjili, and for this video, we're gonna talk about tree structure. So what is a tree structure? A tree is a nonlinear and hierarchical data structure consisting of a collection of nodes such that each node of a tree store a value and a list of reference to other nodes. This data structure is a specialized method to organize and store data in the computer to be used more effectively. So as you can see here guys, this is an example of a tree. This circle is what we call a nodes, and they have their own value referencing to the next nodes. So next, what is a tree structure used for? In computer science, a tree is a widely used abstract data type that represents a hierarchical tree structure with a set of connected nodes. Each node in a tree can be connected to many children, but must be connected to exactly one parent, except for the rat node. So it said here guys that each node in a tree can be connected to many children, but must be connected to a single parent. As you can see here guys, this is what the children nodes called, and it must be connected to a single parent. And this is what the root node with all the tree structure begin. So next. Tree terminology. In a tree structure, we use the following terminology. The first terminology is a root. In a tree data structure, the first node is called as root node. Every tree must have a root node because the node is the origin of the tree. So as I said earlier, guys, that each tree must begin with a first node, which is the root node. As you can see, the A is the root node of all of the tree. In any tree, the first node is called the root node. So this is the first node, which is the root node. So the second terminology is the edge. In a tree data structure, the connecting link between any two nodes is called edge. So the line here is what we call edge. It's what connect all the nodes to the next nodes and so on. In any tree, edge is connecting link between two nodes. So it's the connecting of lane to other nodes. Third is the parent node. In a tree data structure, the node which is a predecessor of any node is called a parent node. Here A, B, C, and A and G are parent nodes. So as you can see here, is the root node is also the parent node of B and C. B and C and G is also a parent node because they have their own children. In any tree, the node which has children is called a parent node. So B, the children of B is D, E, and F. So it's a parent node. So in the E is has its own children, which is the I and G. So it can be called as the parent node. The fourth one is a child. In a tree, the node which is the descendant of any nodes is called as child. So any node that has come from the first node is must be called a child node. Like here, D is the as a descendant of root B, so it is the child node of B. And here E is the child node of B, and F is the child node of B. Also here the I is the child node of E, and G is the child node of E. Siblings. And a tree nodes which belong to the same parent node are called sibling. So a sibling node is a child node that belong to the same parent, like here. D, E, and F belong to the same parent which is the parent node of B. So the three of them are called as sibling nodes. And here G and H is the child node of C, and they are called as the sibling nodes. So next, leaf. In a tree structure, the nodes which does not have a child is called a leaf node. Oh, sorry. It's called a child node. So as you can see here, the D, F, I, and J has no children and is the last node, which can be called as the leaf nodes. H has no children and it must be called a leaf node. Same exactly as K, which has no children and can be called as the leaf node. Tree types. Tree in computer is like a tree in real world. The only difference is that in tree in computer it is visualized as upside down with root on the top and branch originating from the root to the leaves of the tree. These are the types of tree and data structure. So the first tree type is the general tree. A tree is called general tree when there is no constraint imposed on the order of the tree. In general tree, its nodes can have infinite number of children nodes. So what it said here, guys, that a general tree can have as many children as it wants. Like here, the parent nodes C has a four children, and also can be five. Same as here, the B parent node has three children in this. D has two children. It can be three, can be four, and can be more. So, so the general tree can have many children. So next, binary tree. Binary tree is the type of tree which each parent can have most two children. The children are referred to as left or right child. So in binary tree, each parent can have at most two children. So in binary tree, guys, each parent can only have two children, which is called the left child and the right child. As you can see here, D has only two children, and it's the left children is the I nodes and the right children are the G nodes. Same as B, C, which has two children left and right, and C has two children in left and right. So next, binary search tree. Binary search tree. Binary search tree is an extension of binary tree. With some added constraints, in binary search tree, the value of the left child of a node must be smaller than or equals to the value of its parent, and the value of the right child is always larger or equal to the value of the parent. So in binary search tree, guys, the left child or the left child nodes must not be higher or equals. It must be smaller than equal to the value of the parent. It must be smaller than the value of the parent, and the right child must be higher or equal to the value of the children. As you can see here, guys, the parent node 11 has a child node with the value of 3, which is smaller than its parent node. And the right child node of 11 is larger than its parent node, which is 11. Same as here, guys. The 65 nodes or parent nodes has a left smaller node children and a right bigger So so the 65 was smaller value left child nodes and has a higher value of right child nodes. Tree traversal. In computer science, tree traversal, also known as tree search and walking the tree. Walking the tree is a form of graph traversal and refers to the process of visiting edge nodes in a tree data structure. Exactly once such traversals are classified by the order in which nodes are visited. The following algorithms are described as binary tree, but they may be generalized to other types of tree as well. So the first tree traversal is the pre-order traversal. This technique follows the root left-right policy. It means that first root node is visited, after that the left subtree is traversed recursively, and finally right subtree is recursively traversed. As the root node is traversed before or pre and left right subtree. So the pre-order traversal follow the left, root, right. So the first is the root, which is the root node is the A. So A and B is also a root node or a parent node. So D. So it must be proceed to the left because it's in the left and it's a left. So the next left is D with a no. So it ends here and it's gonna traverse to the right, which is the right policy. So it's E and S and the left subtree has been traversed, so we're gonna proceed to the right subtree. So the first is to the left, root left and right. So the first is the root which is the C, which is the C, and the left root is the F, and the right root is the G. So C is a root, then it's gonna travel to the left, which is the A. After that, there is no more nodes here, so it's gonna travel to the right, which is the G. So next, post-order traversal. This technique follows the left-right root policy. It means the first left subtree of the root node is traversed. After the recovery traverse the right subtree, and finally the root node is traversed as root traverse after post and left the right subtree. So it follows the left-right root. So the first we can start from the root which is, but it first is the left, so we're gonna travel to the left. So it is a node, but it also has its left tree. So we're gonna travel to the left, which is D, and D has no more nodes here. So we're gonna get D as the first traverse. So D, then we're gonna go to the right, which is the right up D, and it's a B because it's a root. So we're gonna travel to the right, which is the E, and lastly the root. So we're gonna travel to the root, which is the B. So the next, to the left subtree has been completely covered. So we're gonna go to the right subtree, which is the C, F, and G. So first, the first subtree, the right subtree is a C, which is a node root. So root node. So we're gonna travel, which is has a left node. So we're gonna travel to the left, which is the F. And after the F, there is no more nodes here. So after that, we're gonna travel to the right, which is the G, and it has no more nodes here. So the last, so we're gonna travel to the C, which is the root, the root. So C is a root, and the last C is A is the last root. Next. In order traversal. This technique follow the left root right policy. So in order traversal, it's follow the left root right. So the first we're gonna traverse to the left, which is the D, the left node. So first we're gonna get the D, which is the last first. First is the last left node. It has no more nodes after it. So the next policy is the root, which is B is a root node. So we're gonna get B, then the right, then the next is the right technique, which is the A. So we're gonna get E. So D, B, A. Left, root, right. So we're gonna go to the right next. So we're going to the right, we're gonna encounter a root, which is the next step. So we're gonna get A, root. So we're gonna come here. So it's a root, but it has a left node. So we're gonna get the first left node, which is the F. So F, then we're gonna go to the next policy, which is the root. So C, then the next last root is the G. Sorry guys. G. Then that's so all this tree has been all traversed from the left, root, right policy. That's all guys for this video. Thank you for watching. Peace.